How's it going, guys? Panther Films here, and today we're going to be reacting to episode 2 of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live. This episode is titled Gone. Now, before we get into the recap, I feel like I should discuss, well, I was going to say the hand in the room, but there isn't a hand anymore. Maybe just a hand situation and how I feel about that, right? Last episode, I wasn't a fan of how that scene was done, and, you know, there's been a lot of discussion around the Walking Dead community. Some people like it, some people don't like it. And I've seen both sides, you know, like, I understand that Vic was desperate, but in my opinion, that doesn't not make him stupid. He's still stupid because he can be desperately stupid. Like, just because I'm calling Vic stupid doesn't mean I'm not acknowledging the fact that he is desperate. Because he is desperate. Like, obviously, why else would he do it, right? However, on rewatch, and on like a little bit of a rewatch of the season 11 finale, if Rick was so desperate to escape, I'm probably going to show screenshots as I'm talking about this. What the fuck happened on his third escape attempt? Because that also made Vic stupid. Like, so he's managed to escape, and then he decides, you know what, I'm going to sit out in the middle of the open, write a little letter, put it in a bottle, throw the bottle in the river, and then throw my shit, including my boots, on a boat. Why? For what reason? To get it to Michonne? How would he know he'd even get to Michonne? To stash it? He also knows helicopters would be looking for him, so why would he be out in the middle of the open? Why wouldn't he use the cover of nighttime to escape? And why would he still be in Philadelphia writing a letter and putting that letter in a bottle? It's just stupid. Like, Vic, what are you doing? No wonder you didn't escape if that's your fucking plan. You know, oh, I've managed to get out of fucking this CRM and now I'm just going to write a little letter. No, Vic, run. And then maybe he actually would have had a chance to escape. Because in the season 11 finale, you know he didn't want to get caught because he heard the helicopter and then said, no, no. But it's his own fault for being a dumbass, sitting out in the middle of the open, writing a letter for no fucking reason, instead of escaping. You know, the thing that he needs to desperately do. People might use the excuse like maybe he realised in the last moment maybe it's not worth it, like it might risk people he cares about getting hurt. Well, if that was the case, why did he chop off his hand then? If he knows that escaping will result in people he cares about being hurt. With the added context of last episode, it really makes his third escape attempt worse. Like, what was he thinking? Oh yeah, sit out in the middle of the open, write a letter, not expecting anyone to see me, and then when someone does find me, I'm like, no, I wasn't expecting this. It's just lazy writing because they couldn't have Vic escape. Because they needed this shit to happen. And we also don't know how that boat that Vic threw his shit on ended up at Virgil's Island. So that's another kind of question I've got there. Who took it there? Why would they leave Vic's shit there? Why would they take it onto the island and put it in like a storage room? Because I mean, I don't think Virgil said that any soldiers were there before, right? Doesn't make sense. Because then it conveniently is found by Michonne, right? Like the boots Vic threw on a boat suddenly ends up on an island that Michonne then ends up at. It's just like, really? Even though that boat was clearly beached on the island and wasn't going anywhere, but then suddenly ends up at Virgil's Island for them Michonne to find it. I feel like it was just a lazy way for her to find his shit and then go pursue him. But yeah, now on to the recap. Last episode was mainly dedicated to Vicky Dicky Doodah Grimes, and he basically, like I said, he cut off his hand in a desperation attempt at escaping. He failed, and then this guy called Okafor is responsible for him not getting punished for escaping. And then we also met Fawn, who her and Vic both are apparently A's, and we know what that means now, the A and B's. A's are people that are sent out and experimented on, and B's are people that are like your everyday schmuck who can get into the community. A's are like leaders and stuff, right? And Vic is an A, but he was pretending to be like a B, right? Because Jada's told the fucking pilot that she's got a B, right? But Okafor saw the true potential in Vic, and he wants to change the CRM on the inside. And we also learned that Okafor bombed Atlanta and LA. He was a part of Operation Cobalt, I think it was called. And then he bombed Philadelphia's stadium, and it's where he killed 4,000 soldiers and his wife because he didn't want to go through with another order of killing innocent people. And that is why Philadelphia stands today, and this is why the CRM is what it is. It's kind of because of him. But yeah, Vic kind of just accepted the way his life was now. He spent years as like a project lead, building up this side of the CRM, and then he was out on a nice little trip with Okafor, and Vic talked about like what his father did and stuff, like with the crops, and then the helicopter was attacked. Okafor blew the fuck up. The helicopter crashed. And the person responsible for that crash, maybe, ended up being Michonne. And she reunited with Vic, and that is how the episode ended. But speaking of that reunion, actually, now that I think about it, she should have cut off his hand. You know how sick that would have been? Like, the person who's looking for him the most and who cares about him the most is the one that hurts him. But yeah, based on the promo for this episode, it seems like we're going to be focused heavily on Michonne, which is fine and makes sense, because like we've focused on Vic last episode, this episode to Michonne. Hopefully they don't end this episode at the same place, like typical Walking Dead, and we have to wait until episode 3 for the full reunion. I don't have as many questions when it comes to Michonne though. Like, we know she ends up with this convoy, and then she ends up finding Vic somehow, right? How it all leads to that, we'll have to see. But I feel like, is that really like worth 60 minutes, 50 minutes of an episode, seeing like her journey, which isn't as long as Vic's, obviously, because she came looking for Vic like 6-7 years after he left, or after he blew up the bridge, right? But yeah, I did enjoy last episode though. I should point that out. Some people think I was just being negative. Like, I gave my positives and negatives for the episode. I enjoyed it. It just had some issues that you could consider it nitpicky, you can consider it false. It's called an opinion. At the end of the day, I'm looking forward to getting to this episode and see Michonne Voney Doodah Grimes in action. Yeah, that about sums it all up. So let's stop doodaling around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode. I feel like that's how last episode should have ended, to be honest. Because then it doesn't take you out of the reunion. But that's the thing that hit the chopper. What the fuck? Has he got gold teeth? Well, not anymore, he's not. Next episode, we'll have both of them. 6 years after the bridge.
I lost someone. Years ago.
Yes. Great episode.
I just found out that he's alive.
Yep. Bridges shipyard.
Needed me, and I helped them.
God, the camera quality looks so much different.
First, I just want to thank you.
I appreciate that. I am impressed with what you have, with what this is. I'm eager to go because I just found out that
You could be an asset to this place.
What? How?
You saved my sister's boyfriend and my sister.
So
we should talk about more than just
give her a horse.
If you do find him, you could be part of this community. Both of you.
We have a community.
Yeah, we have multiple communities.
It's a place called Bridges Terminal. It's north.
You don't want to go north, not now.
They say you don't stop for anyone, not even your own sister.
Trying to save 2, we could lose 200.
That doesn't sound like a community.
Well, this is how we've survived.
True.
But not everyone, right?
I mean, you could say that about you too, Michonne. Not everyone survived.
I'm out. You know the rear guard tried to stop me from going after them? Of course you do. She was your sister. And they were my friends.
Behind you.
Nah.
Holy shit!
What the fuck? That was a continuity error. Like, he turned that way, but then in the next shot he was turning that way.
They asked for my help, so I helped them.
You ride VIP with us from now on. Say the word.
Thanks. I don't leave people behind.
Me either.
But you're here.
Or is this somewhere you gotta be?
A place called Bridger Shipyard.
You know about the migration? 5-mile-wide hordes of the whaler?
5-mile-wide hordes? How? This long into the apocalypse? I mean, to be fair, they did just bring in the variant walkers out of nowhere. Wait, did they have that many vehicles before? Have they still got gas?
Love you.
Too far out. I mean, we know she doesn't talk to Judith again.
Where's the horse, Nat?
We need more than a horse. It's a chance to equip you. Tell you how some of that equipment works, and you'll survive 30 more seconds of your trip once you hit the Delaware border.
One night.
Something custom. We measure, you get to work.
Measure what?
You're shit.
Really?
Hey, look. Wakanda armor.
Michonne, you're gonna find him. I know it.
So let me get this straight. Rick blew up on a bridge, and it's been years.
Yeah.
Not too keen on losing 33% of the people I can stand on this planet, however recent the acquaintance.
They leave people to die.
Yeah.
I think you're all too smart not to find another way.
So what do you want them to do? Just leave? And then leave all them people behind? Isn't that just a bit hypocritical?
You're gonna be out of range soon if you aren't already. You can still talk to them, though,
Oh, just like that.
when you get back.
If she gets back. Oh! Season 11 finale. Yep. Jesus Christ. How is there that many still? Okay, yeah, that's a grenade launcher thing. And it cuts through them. Is it dynamite on? Is it dynamite? Yeah. Yeah, how do walkers work, dude? Like, they see their prey and then they hear the noise and then just go the complete opposite way. Also, why is he... Wait, why is that the only one coming towards Michonne? Like, what the fuck? All the others went the other way, but that one kept coming to Michonne. And now they've all turned around again. I don't understand how they work. I guess because the explosion at the front. Michonne, fuck off. You get ripped apart. E.T.? Fuck. Godzilla? I mean, that's cool, but I'm baffled how they work. Also, that was perfect timing right there. Whoever did that just saved Michonne. That was them. Amazing timing. How did they catch up that quick? And they set up them explosions pretty quickly.
Natty said you'd need a beer. Dude's never wrong. It's annoying as hell.
Fell off your horse.
Oh my God. I didn't fall off.
I mean, you did.
I was knocked off.
You still fell off it, though.
The purple light.
Godzilla.
What was that?
Godzilla.
Flavor left. Bailey and Aiden wanted to go after you, which is insane. For a multitude of reasons. I had enough a long time ago, but I stuck. Kept on thinking just a little longer. Years went by.
Years gone by.
A lot of people felt the same way, and suddenly I had more than just the chemicals in my red wax.
But it's like I said before, like, technically, they've left people behind. Right? They did what they didn't want to do.
I know how to build things, and I know how to burn things.
You'll come back home with me. All of you.
No, they won't. They're all gonna die. They'll definitely die. You don't say that if they're not gonna die.
Apparently, honey just never expires, I guess.
Neither does gas in the Walking Dead universe for some reason.
We want to be there when you find Rick.
No.
If she finds it. Well, I mean, we know she does, but still. Jesus. Music.
What about all these people who came with you?
Nah, he doesn't like them as much.
My dad wasn't in the picture. Supreme asshole didn't want a little kid.
Oof.
This guy with this stupid name looked at that and said, hell yes. But right after he moved in, suddenly Danger had these problems he needed solved, you know, like that he needed me to solve. Could he have loaded his truck?
Yeah. I bet he just wanted you to feel like to pursue your own things, right?
Bitch focused me up on how I could build things instead of burn them.
Yeah. Saw a lot of potential in you. Helicopter. Uh-oh. That's oh no. Jesus Christ. That's what they did to Omaha, right? You need to get inside. Ugh. Oh, people... Wait, how are people already turning, but Michonne is still out in it? Like, what? Sure, I can buy that. Oh, she's covered about, like, she's still coughing up her lungs. Like, come on. And even with covering it up, it'd still get through. Like, that chlorine gas is fucked. Jesus. How long were they in the gas for? How are they not dead? Are you kidding me? All the named characters survive? Well, I feel like they're not going to survive. Michonne will, though. Oh, she's foaming.
Get
Air? What, I mean, oxygen? Like, where would we get oxygen from? Hospital? May have. I mean, you'll be fucking lucky if it does.
Don't fall asleep, Dexter.
Surprisingly though, King Batch looks fine. Or Bailey, right? Let me guess, they're all dead. All dead. No, she's dead. Ugh. The fucking contrast of like her pale skin and then the orange hair. Did King Batch turn to? How? Wait, so all of them died? Like, that's convenient. Like, she's the only one that survives? Oh, I'm not.
You need to go home.
Hmm.
He's gone.
They're lucky oxygen tanks were nearby.
Gas. Used to dream about dropping it on the football team.
What the fuck? It's kind of weird. Oh, time jump.
Gas burnt out our lungs, our throats. Gonna take a while to get better.
Yeah, it's gonna take months. Maybe even a year. Jesus.
You gotta think it was because of love.
Wait, this music. Isn't this the music that plays when Vic fucking blew up the bridge? So how long's it been? Like a year?
You can go to Alexandria.
Why would he leave you?
Now you
This is all I got. Okay?
Like, why would he go on his own? We need him to meet Eugene. That'll be a force to be reckoned with.
Hold it with my gear.
What, you expected me to pull it?
Yeah, I am.
Is it about wanting to see how it ends?
I know how it ends.
Yeah, that's not ominous. I mean, this is about a love story, right? Every good love story ends in tragedy. Now that I'm thinking about it, they could actually kill Vic or Michonne. Fuck. That's why they're having them reunite early on in the season. You get the happy shit out of the way just to kill them off. Or kill one of them off. So they made it, but why would Vic be here? Oh shit. Cruise. That looks good. Visually. Jesus. Oh my god. The CRM do this? Damn, she's only to search like 3 piles of bodies. Took her like hours to do that. I mean, she won't be able to tell if any of them is Vic.
The boat where you found his boots. This is where it was last.
No, it wasn't. But what? How did that boat even get here? Who took this boat here, and who took that boat to Virgil's fucking island?
They don't have any shoes.
I felt him.
I mean, they could have just been burnt off, right? They could have melted.
Your phone, you know what it says? The Japanese? Believe a little bit longer.
Why is it in Japanese, actually? Why would Vic write it in Japanese?
All this time, he's been right in front of me. If he were alive,
He would have made it back. Right.
he would have found his way.
I mean, he could have, if he wasn't being fucking stupid.
You can believe a little longer and still go home to your kids. I can do it with you. It's not giving up.
It kind of is. A little bit. A little bit. Judith? Maybe? Jesus. Danai Guerrero can act.
We'll start getting close enough in the next few days.
In the next few days, so where are they? Is it
What?
straight away? As soon as like she's willing to go back, the next scene, like she finds Vic. Really? That's a different helicopter. How do you know it's them? I guess same area.
I'm not running from them, Nat. Neither am I. Let's go.
How did still though? How do you know that that's a same? Whatever. That could be anyone.
I've practiced with it.
What do you mean you practice with it? On a fucking helicopter? I don't know about that one. See, I could buy this if he actually misses some shots. Oh shit, auto reloads. What the fuck? Yo. It's already crashed? That happened so fast. That was a full-on minute in last episode. Also, how did Vic survive that? Like, all of them survived that. Except Okafor. Jesus. She's so lucky she checked Vic last. Imagine she checked him first. Oh, saw him first.
You can lose me.
I hate how fucking clean he looks. Like there was blood all over his face at the end of last episode.
Is she alive?
She's okay. She's okay, right? Yeah.
Is she though? Don't know about that one, Michonne.
No.
That's why it's all clean. Because they needed to kiss. You can't have blood all over him. The fuck is that?
Common. More. Say you have another name. Part of a community that fell.
Yeah. Act as a bee, right?
Don't show them who you are.
Why would they believe that Michonne wasn't responsible, though, for this? And also, where's Nat?
He's not with them. Well, how the hell?
What the fuck? Where did he come from?
Is it still him?
Didn't like 3 of them get blown up at the other side? Like in the tree line? Where did that guy come from? You kidding me? Damn, I fucking liked him, dude. Or like a tear running down his eye.
Sorry.
Jesus, Vic.
You need to say he had the sword. We're gonna be separated. But I'll find you.
Wait, so they only killed Nat because they needed someone to be like the scapegoat? That's convenient.
Don't call them walkers. I call them that. We will.
Wow. Do they actually care about that? Are they not going to question where Vic got the bag? Oh, there's 3 helicopters. Oh, that's like season 11's finale.
I was in Georgia, and then things changed.
And what was your weapon of choice out there?
Bow staff.
Bow stuff. Like Morgan? There's a lot of Morgan Easter eggs here. What's happening?
We are on a base in the outskirts of a city that is a remnant of the life we knew.
Yo, the way this is shot is like... It's like the actors are talking to the audience. Like them interview kind of shots. Was that Vic in the background with the bag? I still don't get why they just suddenly accept Michonne into the community. That's kind of weird. Like, that was easy. Did she smile? It's kind of risky doing this here, but alright.
They believed you.
How do you know?
Because of your hair. Oh yeah, lost my hand.
It happened a long time ago. They had me trapped. They don't have me anymore. Get away.
How?
Together.
How? If you couldn't get away before, what's going to make... I guess because Michonne's here?
She...
What is it?
RJ?
You're killing people out there. Have you had to?
No. Most of us don't know what they do. I didn't know. But I knew.
What? You didn't know, but you knew? So you did know?
They all should have lived.
Lucky that she's the only one that survived. Plot armor. Hey. Behave yourselves.
Just haven't seen myself in a while.
Who's watching this? Jadis. Right. It's gotta be. Come on, give us a nice little wide shot. Don't they have tanks too? Yeah, there's some over there, I think. Looks like APCs. Blow it all up. How? Jadis.
Hi, Rick.
Yep.
Sorry for breaking in.
Oh, fucking haircut.
Let's continue to keep certain things between you and me, as we have. You look good.
You're still flirting with him.
She found you.
Mm-hmm.
It was her sword. But I'm keeping that
Sure.
off the books. That if you try to escape with her, I will make sure that all those people that you love die.
Oof. Why would you threaten him by now?
I've had to do things like that. My hands are already covered in blood.
Yeah, I mean, she's been through the events of World Beyond.
You've heard a lot of language from me. Yes.
Garbage people.
Rick, what the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. You'll find out next episode that... Fuck. Also, Vic didn't say anything in that final scene.
There's a woman who saved me. And I don't want them to send her away.
There's a woman who saved me and I don't want them to send her away. Who's he talking to there?
So my question
Also, she got a sword back.
Just Dana.
Maybe he was talking to Fawn. Yeah, why did they attack them?
The reason is that they were getting close to Philadelphia. I mean, they weren't
Oh.
knocking on the door. Michonne shows up, the two of them together, they can do anything.
I have to ask you this question.
How?
What are you doing?
Why did bleep it? The fact that they can do anything, I don't know, that's convenient. And like, their escape plan needs to be amazing. Yeah, that was another episode of The Ones Who Live. Overall, I'd say that episode was decent-ish. Some good moments. It had some questionable moments. And obviously the reunion, right? I do feel like the last 10 minutes of the episode were better than the rest of it, to be honest. But that's mainly because we know where the story ends up, right? And I think it would have been better if the last episode just ended with the helicopter crashing and hitting the ground instead of seeing the reunion, because then you don't know that that's Michonne, right? We knew where this story would lead to, so it didn't hit the same as it could have, in my opinion. But yeah, Danai knocking it out of the park, acting-wise, with that scene with Nat. Nat as a character, really enjoyed his character, but they fucking gave us Fear the Walking Dead writing. Introduce a new character, get us interested in that new character, kill him off in the same episode. They did the same thing last episode with Okafor. Get us interested in this new character, kill him off in the same episode. The music's very good, which is understandable. I mean, it's the guy who did the last few seasons of the main show, right? Sam Ewing, I think. They used the theme. It wasn't the bridge scene. It was the scene where Michonne found the convoy. They used that music when she was recovering from the chlorine gas. So timeline-wise, where are we then for Michonne? So she left after 6 years, right? And that was around the Whisperer War. Then she found the convoy. Then the convoy was ambushed. And then, some of the convoy was ambushed because they went their separate ways, right? And then they were ambushed by the CRM because, based off the episode Insider, or inside the episode, they got close to Philadelphia. And I guess everyone died except Michonne there, Michonne and Nat. Which is, like I said in the reaction, very convenient. Bit plot armory, but we'll ignore that, I guess. Yeah, so I mean, how long did she spend recovering from the chlorine gas? It was at least maybe close to a year, at best. Because you saw the seasons pass through the window, right? You saw it go to winter, you saw maybe spring, autumn. So I'm curious how long they were there for. Long enough for their lungs to heal, and that's at least 6 to 12 months, right? And even then, they're probably not fully healed. But yeah, it was cool to see that little caravan convoy thing, right? That we saw at the end of season 10, Michonne's final episode. I will say they looked a bit more organised in that episode compared to here, and they just leave people behind. I do think that was a bit unplausible. Realistically, you're telling me these people just met Michonne, and then Michonne says, "Why are you leaving people behind?" And then they say, "Oh, Michonne, you're going on a suicide mission to go find a person that has been gone for 6+ years, right?" And they tell her that it's a suicide mission, but then they pack up and leave the rest of their group to go with Michonne on this suicide mission. What? They literally just met her. Why would you risk all that? We want to see you reunite with Vic. You just met her. What do you mean? And then on top of the fact that, following her resulted in all of them dying, so they're not the greatest decision makers, to be honest. Michonne going into that herd, I like how that tied into the season 11 finale, but, she saw the herd, fucking ran after it, or ran towards it, with the horse, shot a grenade launcher into it, or whatever, the dynamite, right? Blew up, and then just as she was about to, storm inside the herd and kill them all, she was saved by, Nat and the group. They conveniently found her in time just before she could go inside the herd. I can't buy that. They had to organise it, right, and get all the people to leave, and then set up the convoy, set up the explosions to happen just in the nick of time. It's so convenient. And that's, kind of a perfect example of some of my negatives for this episode. A lot of stuff was very convenient. Very convenient that there was oxygen tanks Very convenient that all the named characters survived the chlorine gas attack, except, you know, Aiden and Bailey both died. I think Bailey was bit, right? Because it did look like there was blood on the pillow, so maybe he fell asleep. He did the one thing Michonne told him not to do. Why didn't Nat just wake him up, though? And then on top of the fact, all the people that were in that convoy with Michonne and that, they started turning like that, but then all the named characters managed to survive a little bit longer. Like, really? I don't know if I can buy that. Like, I understand why they bombed Michonne. I thought they were just testing the chlorine gas just to see the effects of it or whatever. The fact that they did it because they got close to Philadelphia, but then they're willing to accept Michonne into the CRM, I don't know if I buy that. Oh, this convoy getting close to the CRM? Nope, we kill them all, but Michonne? Yeah, we'll take her. Because she saved Vic, I guess. I guess that's what they're going to use for the excuse, right? I also don't understand why Believe a Little Bit Longer was in Japanese. That doesn't make sense. Did someone find the phone and then just write it after it was thrown onto the boat by Vic? How did that boat then end up at Bridges Terminal and then end up at fucking Virgil's Island? I really like the reunion scene. I think it works, but it's also kind of soured by the fact that Nat dies. Like, it's like emotional whiplash. Like, you get Vic and Michonne reuniting, and then Nat is killed. In a very stupid way, and convenient way, should I point out. Like, they needed someone as a scapegoat to get into the CRM, and that's why they killed Nat. You know how valuable Nat could have been in the long term? Like, especially for the CRM too. Like, holy shit. That would have been more interesting, like, Nat manages to get into the CRM too. Like, we get introduced to all these new characters just for them all to be killed off. It reminds me of Fear the Walking Dead writing. Like, Fear did that in its later seasons, where they, like, dedicated kind of like an episode to this new character, or kind of focused on this new character a lot, just to kill them off within that same episode. It's slightly annoying. Now that they're together, Vic and Michonne, like, what's the plan here? Like, is Michonne going to want to burn it all down? Is Vic going to want to escape? Is he going to play strategically for a little bit? I mean, based off next episode, it seems like he is. Maybe he's telling Fawn about Michonne. I could see that happening. I also kind of feel like we've seen this story before in Walking Dead. Like, Vic being, I guess, what you'd consider broken, right? Like, he's got no power in the CRM anymore, right? And Michonne's going to have to convince him to leave and get out, or maybe attack the CRM or something like that, which is very similar to Season 7, right? Michonne was there to convince Vic to fight the Saviors because he was kind of broken, he was down, he didn't have any power, like, he was scared of Negan, he was scared of losing his family, and that's also kind of the situation he's in now. Like, he's scared of the CRM going to Alexandria, bombing everything, right? Because of Jadis. Like, even in that last scene, he didn't say one line. Like, he looks scared. Like, sure, I feel like people could say, just kill her. It's like, if he kills her, what then? Like, he needs to get out. Because, like, he's killed her in his room. People are going to be looking for her. They're going to put 2 and 2 together, and then, you know. I hope this just isn't a situation where, like, they have to just destroy the CRM from the inside and then leave. Like, that'd be too easy, in my opinion, and be boring, because, like, we've seen it all before, right? I hope it's like they just genuinely have to escape and that's like the whole point, but their escape plan needs to be amazing, like I said. Because clearly we've established that Vic got so desperate he was willing to cut off his own hand, right? But if they manage to escape easily now, because Michonne's now there, or they'd work better together, I just feel like that's convenient. Oh, now Michonne's here, they can get out like that. Vic spent how many years trying to escape and failed each time? One of them because he was stupid, and I guess the other one because he was stupid. Like, he could have got out on the 3rd escape attempt, to be honest. But whatever. Like, I'm just curious where they're going to go with the story here, because, like, they can't escape because Jadis. So it can't be, like, super easy. They need to take care of Jadis first. Or, like, throw her off the scent somehow, but that's going to be impossible because now she's going to be very focused on what Vic's doing. I mean, the only thing I could see happening is, like I said in the reaction, every love story, or every good love story, ends in tragedy. And considering this is Walking Dead, and we've had very similar situations to this, right? Like, Maggie and Glenn, they reunited, like Maggie thought Glenn was dead with the dumpster situation. They reunited, and then she was pregnant, and then they have that big happy moment where they do the, the ultrasound, right? And then Glenn gets killed. Abraham wants to start a new life with Sasha. Abraham gets killed. Beth is about to reunite with Maggie. Beth is killed. Carl gets with Enid. Then he gets bit. Right? Obviously it wasn't directly after, but he shortly after that got bit. Like Vic and Jesse is a good example, right? He had to chop off her hand. It ended in tragedy. It ended with Carl losing his eye and all that. Fans wanted Vic and Michonne to reunite. They've reunited now. But now they need to get back. And I feel like that's not going to be as easy, and it's probably going to result in one of them dying. Either in a situation where as they're escaping, maybe like Jadis follows them and then Jadis kills one of them, maybe, or injures one of them like fatally. Because you have to remember, right? Why did Carol in the Daryl spin-off, why did she sound depressed? Like she said, Static came back. So someone came back. But she said it in a way that was very, like, depressed and sad about it. Like, a lot of people saying, like, well, if Vic was back, why would she say it like that? Maybe because Vic comes back alone? Or, considering we don't hear about Alexandria, right? Because in Dead City, Alexandria isn't mentioned. They've got the Commonwealth now. What if Alexandria is bombed? And that's why Carol sounds down. They lost Alexandria, but Vic came back. Like, she doesn't want to tell Daryl that Alexandria fell. Maybe. Because at the same time, it's like, okay, we want Vic and Michonne to reunite with RJ and Judith, but it's like, they both don't know about the Commonwealth. And that's where Judith and RJ are. So they'd have to get to Alexandria first, and then learn about the Commonwealth, then go to Ohio. Right? Unless, for some reason, Carol decides to take Judith and RJ to Alexandria. The reason I'm saying Alexandria could get bombed is because they've took down the set. Let's say Vic and Michonne are so close, they see Alexandria in the distance, but then they hear the helicopters. And then it just gets bombed. Like, they're not close enough to see the set, because the set isn't there anymore, right? Or the walls aren't. But they can CGI it, right, with the budget, and make it look like Alexandria, and then just start bombing it. Like, their escape cost the lives of the people that they cared about. It's not like a typical love story tragedy, where, like, one of the people that is in love dies. It's more the people that they care about die. Like, Alexandria's destroyed. I think that would be kind of an interesting ending, and it would maybe hint at a season 2. Right, like, what happens now? Like, Michonne and Vic are going to assume RJ and Judith are dead, but we'll have to see. I think that would be a cool ending, to be honest. Because they don't know about the Commonwealth, and I think people saying they should reunite with Judith and RJ, but they don't know about Commonwealth, and the last time we saw Judith and RJ, they were at the Commonwealth. That's where they're living now. They're not living at Alexandria anymore. Unless they go back and forth, which they definitely could. Okay, so, like, Vic and Michonne have reunited, but I think there's going to be tension between them. There has to be, like, one of them wants to leave, one of them wants to destroy the place or whatever, right? And Michonne's probably going to meet Beale. I wonder how much Beale we're actually going to get. I hope they don't kill Beale, because it's like, if we're not going to get a lot of him and then they kill him off, it'd just be rushed as fuck. Like, he needs to be, like, the next, like, big bad. Like, right now we've got Jadis. Like, she's the big bad villain for this. I don't think it'll be as simple as just kill Beale. Because you've got, like, all the other people that believe in that vision, right? Otherwise they wouldn't be doing it. All the people that interviewed Michonne, like, you're telling me that they don't believe in that, Beale's vision? They have to. They've already got that mindset now. There's people that willingly go outside the walls to kill people and probably enjoy it. It can't be an easy thing. There's just no way you can burn it all down. I do feel like the CRM, we're not seeing a lot of it, though. Like, there's a lot going on. Like, they've got a lot of weaponry, a lot of vehicles and stuff like that, but at the same time, we're not seeing the community enough. And it's like Commonwealth. Commonwealth didn't feel as big as it was. It was like, what, 50,000 people or some shit? But CRM's supposed to be 200,000 people. We're barely seeing these 200,000 people. Other than like the helicopters, I guess. I also find it kind of weird how fast the helicopter crashed. Like compared to last episode. It was like a full minute last episode, basically. From when Okafor got hit to when it hit the ground. And then this episode it was like 15 seconds, something like that. I do kind of like the idea of it being a dud with Okafor's. Bit lucky though. Like, if it wasn't a dud, Vic would definitely be dead. So that's also another convenience. Yeah, I just think a lot of the writing is very convenient. Like, it works out so well for the characters. Because, like, if they found Michonne with Vic on her own, they'd probably think it was her. But the fact that Nat was there and then Nat died, they can then use the excuse of, like, someone else attacked. And it was Nat, and Nat's dead, but Michonne killed him. It sucks though, because he could have been so valuable. Him and Eugene together would have been wild. But yeah, I mean, as I said, this episode was decent. There's things I liked, but I just think a lot of the writing was convenience. You know, it worked out very well for the heroes, I guess, right? But then at the same time it also doesn't, because then Jadis is there with a fucking mop haircut. But, I mean, she's been through the events of World Beyond now, so she's probably even more hell-bent on getting what she wants, right? Definitely think episode 1 was better, because I think it answered more the questions that I wanted. But there's still questions that I have, like, okay, the Japanese writing, the boat ending up at Virgil's Island, why and how? Maybe we'll find out, hopefully. I mean, we've got 4 episodes left. There's a lot of questions still to answer. I guess that could just be throwaway dialogue and very exposition dumpy, but we'll see. Yeah, that basically sums it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.